Follow me on IG for video updates.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Sosa, aka the Dundada, back with another YouTube video. Today we finna be reacting to Lil Marlo, the brutal murder of Lil Baby's best friend, Atlanta Gang Wars, by Beyond the Fame celebrities. So a lot of y'all been asking about this channel. I got a lot of support from the last time I reacted to a video from this channel. I had 9K views. But it's Beyond the Fame celebrities, so y'all go subscribe to him. He has some good videos, so make sure y'all subscribe. So let's just get into it. Beyond the Fame.
Homicide numbers in the city of Atlanta are the highest they've been in 30 years. According to APD's Week 52 crime report, the department investigated at least 156 homicides.
It was a violent night in Atlanta. 4 people were shot at 2 separate locations hours apart from each other, leaving 1 person dead.
Breaking news, another busy overnight from Metro Atlanta police. We're tracking at least 5 shootings, 4 of them turning deadly.
1 person is dead and many more are recovering from their injuries after yet another violent weekend in Atlanta.
71,000, the number of confirmed gang affiliates across Georgia, according to the Attorney General's office. Some of them...
Everybody get Thugger for real. I ain't gonna lie, they had to show Thugger. But damn, 71,000 confirmed gang members in Atlanta? How many people is in fucking Atlanta? They got 71,000 fucking gang members. How many fucking citizens are there? Let me know.
Now in suburban Atlanta.
Georgia lawmakers say that gangs are growing and the problem is at a crisis, so much that Governor Kemp addressed it at the top of his speech.
Dangerous street gangs are flooding our communities with drugs, weapons, violence, and fear.
Are going to find you, we are going to convict you, and we're going to send you to the prison for the rest of your days.
Gangs here.
Damn, that's who sent Thugger away. That's the female that sent his ass away. Free Thugger, man. Free Thugger. You know, the lifestyle.
Here's the message, get out. That is directly coming from Fulton County District Attorney Fanum Willis.
People that move down here go straight to Buckhead and swear like they taking over Atlanta. Like, hell no. Bro, you ain't coming in the heart of Atlanta, then you ain't coming to Atlanta, you feel me? Bankhead, like Simpson, the Bluff, Zone 6, Glenwood, Oakland City. You ain't going nowhere, so.
Little baby.
Yeah, we got the whole city playing for keep. The whole city playing for keep. Yeah, this playing for keep city.
I mean, talk about your relationship with Baby. And y'all putting it down for the city, man.
Yeah, that's my little brother.
Yeah.
Paul PF.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That who just on the phone with me. I mean, you know, 2 peas in the pot.
Well, him and Lil Baby were real close, right?
Hell yeah. For sure.
Him and Lil Baby came as a package deal. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all already see what Lil Baby doing. Y'all see what he doing. This young nigga the future, I believe in him, and we just grinding, man.
They ain't my niggas no more. Hold it down for the fold. In the 9 with the woes. Marlo my dog, that's for sure.
Rudolph Johnson Jr., aka Lil Marlo, or Young Rude, was born on May 1st, 1990 in Atlanta, Georgia. He came up in the Bankhead neighborhood of Atlanta, the Bowen Home Projects, known for being one of the most drug-infested and violent projects in the city. Growing up, Lil Marlo faced the same exact thing that a large number of young black kids across America and inner cities face every day: poverty and a lack of options. Mix that in with the uncertainty of not knowing where his next meal was coming from, and Marlo felt like he only had one way out in order to make money, and that was to hit the streets. As a kid coming up in Bowen Homes, he watched Atlanta legend Shorty Low hold down the projects. He had the money, the women, the flyest cars. He was the epitome of a hood celebrity. Seeing that inspired Marlo, he wanted the same, and when he decided to hit the streets, he was 10 toes down in the trenches. He set out to duplicate the success of his idol Shorty Low and began his rise in the streets. Marlo told a story about dealing with hard times as a kid in the projects, and he prayed to God that he would be the chosen one. the one to get his family out of poverty, get to the money, rise to the top of the drug game, and become a West Side legend.
I take care of a whole side of town. So, you know, when I step over there, I'm God. When I pray, I used to be like, God, let me be the one that everybody call on, you feel me? Let me be the one to help people.
Yeah.
I want to be that.
Yo, it's in me, do niggas in Atlanta have a whole different fucking language they speak? Cause what the fuck is this nigga saying? Like, I need to fucking Google Translate for Atlanteans talks. The way they fucking speak, bro. I don't know.
They got it. I mean, to help people.
Yeah.
Just off the love.
What you heard, God blessing all the trap niggas. God blessing all the trap niggas. When you wake up.
Marlo jumped off the porch at an early age, and even as a youngin', his name was ringing bells. Bowen Homes was an extremely dangerous place, but for Marlo, it was all love. But change was on the horizon. The place that he called home would be demolished in 2009 after a string of murders. Marlo would pack up and head straight to the 9th Ward, Adamsville, another area known for being extremely violent, and shootings are a normal occurrence. A few different gangs had a stronghold on the area, in particular GF, or Goodfellas Mob, and 21 Slaughter Gang. It's said that they're affiliated with the SMM Blood set. It was also the place that well-known Atlanta street figure No Plug called home. They can all be seen hanging on the block in the 9th Ward with the young 21 Savage before the fame. Lil Marlo was down with the Goodfellas Mob, who was known for having older members in their crew. Under their guidance, he would continue to sharpen his skills for the streets. But eventually, Lil Marlo and a few other younger members decided to start their own subset called PFK, Play for Keeps, also known as 3L, 3 letters, or Perp Gang. They modeled themselves after the Goodfellas Mob with a mafia-style ranking system that had soldiers as well as capos, and Marlo was the top boss, the Don. His name, Young Rude, started to ring out in the streets of Atlanta. He finally reached his dream of being able to provide for his family financially and his hood on the west side. The same way he used to watch Shorty Low run the Bowen Homes when he was a kid, now he was in charge and became the 9th Ward God. The name Lil Marlo came from how he moved. A lot of the older street hustlers that he hung around with said that he reminded them of a legendary hustler from their projects who was affiliated with Shorty Low, and he also went by the name of Marlo.
Bad shit.
Just an OG from my hood. That's how I move like. So like the street just started calling me Marlo. Just really paying homage to him. I got his name. Taking the name on, you feel me?
The more Lil Marlo's clout rose in the city, the more connections he began to make. He used to only deal with people directly from his hoods on the west side, but getting to the street money opened up his social circle, and eventually he would connect with a fellow young hustler who came from a different hood, Dominique Jones, aka Little Baby, representing Oakland City, 4PF, or 4 Pockets Full. They're known to be locked in with the rolling 60s Crips out of Los Angeles, and they're also known for getting a lot of money around Atlanta. As soon as Marlo met Little Baby, they instantly formed a bond, and over the years, they would become brothers. Whenever you seen Baby, you would see Marlo, and vice versa, driving exotic cars through the hood while being flush with cash, neighborhood superstars, and a known dynamic duo in the city. The respect Marlo garnered in the streets over the years also put him in contact with another well-known figure in the city, Rashard Hosley, aka Big Bank, the CEO of Duct Tape Entertainment, an East Atlanta legend and the creator of Zone 6 Day. He knew how he was getting down in the streets and how he was getting to the money, but he also knew that it was a legal way for Marlo to get the bag without being in the game taking penitentiary chances. The more they would kick it, the more Big Bank would tell Marlo that he needs to think about becoming a rapper. He would quickly dismiss the idea due to the fact that he had no desire to become a rapper and he never spit a verse in his entire life. Big Bank told Marlo that he was a star. He could tell by the way that he carried himself, and he was already living the life that most rappers could only dream about. As time went on, Marlo would continue to get deeper in the streets, while Big Bank would continue to try to convince him to leave the streets and go legit. But Marlo wasn't trying to hear it. The streets had become a part of his DNA. He had grown an addiction to the lifestyle, an addiction to the money.
What was the hardest thing to let go from the streets?
The money.
The money.
We was just having
the money. He smell that shit. Shit.
the
You ain't lying?
conversation. He like, bro, I'm telling you, a star, man. You alright? You know what I mean? The cars I drive, the clothes I wear, and the money I carry, and all that shit.
Big Bank came up with a plan in order to get Marlo to see that he could have a future as a rapper. He called him and told him that he had some business to handle in East Atlanta and he wanted Marlo to roll with him. But as they were driving, he noticed that they were pulling up to a studio. He didn't think much of it because he knew Big Bank was into the music world, being the CEO of Duct Tape Entertainment. Once they got inside, Bank told Marlo to pick a beat. He didn't understand why he was asking him, but chose the best one that he heard. And that's when Bank told him, all right, now go into the booth and lay down a verse over this track. Marlo resisted. He kept telling Bank that he didn't want to rap, but eventually everyone in the studio convinced him. After listening to the playback of his first verse, he was impressed. He sounded a lot better than he thought he would. He was so excited he called up Lil Baby and told him that he had just made his first song. Lil Baby was surprised by this because him and Marlo never talked about becoming rappers. But hearing what his friend had created motivated him, and that's when he devoted himself to making music and never looked back. Being a mainstay at the Quality Control studio as early as 2015 due to his street ties in Atlanta, QC's co-founder Kevin Lee, aka Coach K, had already been trying to get Lil Baby to become a rapper, telling him that he had the look and the style. He was a star already, he just had to put it into music. Just like Big Bank had been trying to tell Marlo. The only difference is, Lil Baby started to hit the studio religiously, learning and working on his craft under established Atlanta artists like Young Thug and Gunna. After laying his first verse in early 2016, an entire year would go by before Marlo would even think about rapping again. The streets were being very good to him. He seen no need to switch it up, and his gang PFK had motion in the city. But things were starting to change around this time as well. Marlo's home turf of the 9th Ward was being overran by law enforcement due to the heavy drug trafficking and numerous murders. PFK, 21 Slaughter Gang, and Goodfellas Mob had a stronghold on the Allen Temple housing projects in the 9, but it was getting too hot. In early 2017, rapper Sa Baby released a music video for his song Pull Up With a Stick. It was filmed in the heart of the 9th Ward and would go viral due to the large number of young teenagers holding assault rifles in the video. It got the attention of federal law enforcement and would ultimately contribute to the fall of the 9th Ward, as well as countless other housing projects around Atlanta, forcing gang members to migrate throughout the city, creating new alliances and new
Damn. So a music video ended their whole fucking set. That's crazy. They had all them damn guns. The feds had to intervene. Shit. They was fucking stick though.
Enemies. Marlo witnessed how his brother Lil Baby was starting to get traction in the music world, ultimately signing a deal with Quality Control. Due to his ties with Lil Baby, Marlo began to spend a lot of time around QC as well, even though he still wasn't serious about music. He had potential and would lay a verse here or there, but he was still 1 foot in music and 1 foot in the streets, until one day at the studio he happened to have a conversation with Jeffrey Williams, aka Young Thug, one of the biggest rap stars to ever come out of Atlanta. He seen the potential that Marlo had musically, but he was also well aware of his reputation in the streets and knew that if he continued, it probably wouldn't end well.
Baby, he most stayed in the studio, practice, then put some out. I might be gone, doing whatever I'm doing. And Young Thug, like, he my man too, you feel me? Like, Thug will sit down and talk to you like he the preacher. No, Slam just telling me like one day, hey man, listen Marlo, it's a sacrifice. It's either you want to do that or you want to do that. God ain't gonna let you do both of them.
Marlo knew that Young Thug had a point, and besides that, his reputation started to precede him in the streets. He was being connected to incidents that he may have had nothing to do with, such as the March 4th, 2016 death of rising Atlanta rapper Bankroll Fresh. The incident occurred at Street Exec Studios in Atlanta. It started off as a fight between former friends Bankroll Fresh and No Plug, who was known to run heavy with Marlo and PFK. They were once very close, but issues over a woman drove a wedge between Bankroll and No Plug. It resulted in them getting into a fight that night at the studio, and a standoff occurred outside. Bankroll Fresh could be seen on camera holding an assault rifle, and he fired a shot at the vehicle No Plug was in. Multiple.
I swear, beef is always over a bitch or money. But niggas is always ready to crash out over a bitch. He's shooting at a car over a bitch. Like, come on, cuz.
Rounds would be fired at Bankroll Fresh and his crew, with one of those rounds hitting him in the hip, ultimately causing his death. Even though law enforcement deemed it as self-defense and a justifiable homicide, it said that it still caused tension in the streets of Atlanta. It was initially assumed that No Plug was the one responsible, especially after his viral DJ Vlad interview. But rumors began to spread that Lil Marlo was the one behind Bankroll Fresh's death, especially after a video surfaced to 21 Savage, No Plug, and Lil Marlo in the club, and 21 told No Plug to announce that he was the one who killed Bankroll Fresh, and all three of them started to laugh hysterically. Others say that this is completely false, and that it was a different man who was also from the 9th Ward that fired the fatal shots. He goes by the name of Little Blue, a known shooter from the 9th Ward neighborhood and a member of the Rude Unit gang. Lil Marlo was also accused of robbing well-known Atlanta plug Hood Rich Pablo on multiple occasions. They were cool at a certain time, but tension in the streets would change things, and ultimately Marlo would take aim at his former associate. But he had a path to make it out of the streets with music, and Lil Baby would make the path even more clear after he convinced Pierre P. Thomas and Coach K to sign Lil Marlo to QC. The duo hit the studio, and in late 2017, they released their joint album To The Hard Way. Lil Marlo would follow that up with his solo debut on QC called The Wire. He finally started to take his craft and his career as a rapper seriously, and he became dedicated to growing his fan base, starting in his home city of Atlanta and beyond.
Man, I'm in my venue Friday, man. Showing up, out, man. You know, we playing for keeps around this bitch, you dig? Come on, lady, that's it. Hey, man, Saturday, April the 8th.
Sunday, bro. That's cool.
Re-record. So they know what day it is.
Sunday, April the 8th, I'm going crazy in the Blue Room. I'm taking over the whole east side. I need all my real niggas in my bag. Come support the kid. You did. Knife will guard out right now. Go get shot in the Rio. Damn, what the that nigga name? Come on, man. We going to
When you try to record a fucking school project, we all been there. When you try to record a fucking school project, trying to record that video to send in to the teacher, I swear to God, it'd be the hardest to remember what the fuck to say. I swear to God.
Time of the night, next Thursday, we going to fuck crazy. Yo ass act like y'all not do no motherfucking drop. Do the motherfucking drop right. Come on, bro.
Marlo would become even more motivated watching his homie Lil Baby go on a historic run in rap, dropping hit after hit, with songs such as All of a Sudden featuring Moneybagg Yo, the classic Lil Baby freestyle, Southside, and Yes Indeed featuring Drake. It was obvious that Lil Baby was becoming one of the biggest stars in rap, and Lil Marlo was right by his side. They could be seen in multiple music videos wearing chains representing each other's cliques, with Lil Baby wearing Play for Keeps, and Lil Marlo representing 4 Pockets Full. But he was creating his own path as well. He hit the studio and in 2018 would release 2 mixtapes, 9th Ward God paying homage to his hood, and the mixtape The Real One, which had the streets buzzing. He was connected to one of the hottest artists in the world, and he was on one of the top labels in the rap game. There was no way that Lil Marlo could lose. He went from doing local shows in Atlanta to rocking stages all over the country. Marlo's path to success was clear, as well as a way to make legal money in order to provide for his family. But he forgot the advice that Young Thug gave to him earlier in his career, that you can't have one foot in the streets and one foot in the music business. Unfortunately, Marlo would continue to be stifled by his addiction to the streets. He also had to deal with the death of his idol and street mentor, Shorty Low.
Talk about Shawty Low though, man. Being from Born Homes with it.
My hood cried a river.
Exactly.
I mean, my hood still crying.
Wait, what the fuck is he doing?
My hood
What
cried
type of freaky ass
a
shit?
river.
Exactly.
I mean, my hood still crying about that.
What does Shawty Low mean to you? I know you're from Bowen Homes.
Big dog. I wish he was still here to see me doing it. I'll tell that shit right here. Like, R.I.P. Shawty Low. I got that shit on.
Streets all I know, I've been in the streets all my life. I ain't never thought to myself that I'm gonna get the streets up. Streets like crack to me, you feel me? Like, just imagine a crackhead trying to get out of crack instantly. He ain't gonna never do that, you feel me?
And you made your name in the streets here on the west side of Atlanta before you ever started rapping.
For sure.
What's the transition been like for you going from the streets to rap?
Long nights. Long nights.
Did you ever think your little brother was gonna be a superstar? Stormers. I did. We I woke up like this. I do what it was. Yeah.
Marlo was getting money in the streets of Atlanta for a long time, but his bag was even bigger now that he was down with QC and affiliated with Lil Baby. It's said that Marlo was using his elevated finances as a way to empower his gang, PFK. When they first started around 2015, they were one of the more well-respected and well-liked gangs around the city. But by 2020, they had a reputation of being cutthroat, shiesty, and extremely violent. Marlo described himself as the mob boss of PFK. He knew that a lot of enemies came with being the top dog, but he also knew that his reputation rang out in the streets as well, and his opposition would definitely think twice before stepping. But even when Marlo was trying to conduct legit business, he still had to stay on point no matter what, always on the lookout for ops.
If I was doing anything else, I'm gonna go hard at. Like, if I had to goddamn pick up trash every day, I'm trying to be the best at picking up trash, you feel me? Where my fire, baby? Let that nigga walk up on me. Sometimes I might be in that mood. Sometimes I might be in that mood. I was just telling him, like, I hate being in my little NBA YoungBoy mood. You make you want to kill people.
I ain't gonna lie, when you be with that young boy, you just want to slide on nigga. You just want to, nigga. I ain't gonna lie, young boy just be happy. You feel a different type of fucking. I don't even know explain. You know.
It's said that Marlo started moving like a bully in the streets, running off on suppliers, taking people's work, and putting bags on people's heads for the smallest reasons. They turned up the heat and started warring all over the city, even falling out with cliques that they once had alliances with, such as 21 Slaughter Gang and GF Goodfellas Mob, who Marlo was with in the 9th Ward back in the day, but petty beef and street politics would get in the way, causing tension between the crews. PFK did have a few allies, such as Henchman 5L, with their most prominent member being Atlanta rapper Ola Runt. They're known for having an ongoing and violent beef with Homicide DTE. It's well documented that they have close ties and affiliations to rap superstar Playboy Cardi. Both of the gangs are said to be
What the fuck? What is it?
Close ties and affiliations to.
What the fuck is this? Hell no, that shit either demonic or fucking Easter.
Rap superstar Playboy Cardi. Both of the gangs are said to be blood sets, but that hasn't stopped the ongoing rivalry between the two. Play for Keeps was also clicked up with YFN, with their most prominent member being YFN Lucci. They have a close affiliation with the Rolling 60s Crips out of Los Angeles, and they're known for beefing with Young Thug and YSL. Despite the fact that Young Thug was one of Marlo's musical mentors earlier in his career, the gang ties in the city of Atlanta could become a tangled web, but one thing was clear. For the most part, it was PFK versus the city, but Marlo could care less about having a target on his back. At this point, he felt invincible, like he was immune to death.
Accept the rapper side a little bit more, so you can accept more blessings. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree with you too, though. But man, I ain't be like in the street. Where I'm saying, I'm street like I'm like Pookie to the street, like crack to me, guy.
But you know, you can't now that you like. You know, you're on a different way, on a different stage. You can't react the same way.
I be trying to tell them, but that shit be hard, man. Like.
July 11th of 2020 would start off as another great day for Marlo, enjoying his success in the streets and in the music business. He would hit the studio that morning with two fellow QC artists, Bankroll Freddie and Lil Yachty. After that, he attended a party celebrating his hood on the west side called Bankhead Day. He would leave out at around 11 p.m. But 30 minutes later, Atlanta police would receive a call about a single vehicle accident on the highway, just west of the Benjamin E. Mays drive overpass. When the police arrived on scene, they would find Lil Marlo shot to death, and it's been said that over 100 bullets hit his vehicle.
Damn. R.P. Lil Marlo. For real. R.P. Lil Marlo. 100 shots. Damn. He was a young dog. He didn't survive that shit. Damn. 100.
That's what that is?
Ooh, God.
Police say someone shot and killed a man in a single vehicle wreck on the interstate. It happened on I-285 near the Benjamin E. Mays drive overpass, and it was around 11:30 Saturday night. Investigators believe the victim, Rudolph Johnson, was the intended target of that gunfire. Well, they are also working to determine the circumstances surrounding that shooting. There are several reports this afternoon that the victim was a well-known Atlanta rapper, Lil Marlo.
Lil Marlo's death had the streets of Atlanta in a frenzy, with everybody wondering who could have carried out the brazen hit. By this point, Lil Marlo and PFK had enemies all over the city, so there really wasn't no telling who could have killed the West Side legend. But that didn't stop people from having their opinions and theories of what they thought may have happened to him. One man who had a theory about Marlo's death was George Cheedy, a well-respected and...
Damn, so light-skinned Mr. Clean knows exactly what the fuck happened. Let's tune in and see what the fuck he got to say.
Well-known journalist in Atlanta. He stated that prior to Lil Marlo being killed, his older brother was accused of a murder that happened in a city called Brookhaven, just 20 minutes outside of Atlanta. It was gang-related with a mountain of evidence pointing towards Marlo's brother, and it should have been an easy win for the state. But multiple things went wrong during the trial, and the prosecution would fumble the case, ultimately causing it to be dismissed by the judge, despite the evidence obviously pointing at Marlo's brother. George did a DJ Vlad interview where he stated he had strong suspicions that whoever Marlo's brother killed, his people came back, and since they couldn't find him, they went after the high-profile target, Lil Marlo.
There was a lot going on with the Lil Marlo thing. Lil Marlo's brother was accused of a murder in Brookhaven, and that murder case went bad. And
damn, twin, you need some water? Raspy-ass voice, goddamn. You sound dehydrated. Let's keep going.
By went bad, I mean prosecutors had to drop the case mid-trial, which never ever happens. Like their two witnesses disappeared on them. So Marlo's brother gets off scot-free, and it makes you start to ask whether or not Marlo's murder was retaliation.
It's believed that their fallout is just a classic tale of friends turned enemies in the streets, due to his gang PFK having a very public and ongoing beef with its former Ninth Ward allies, 21 Slaughter Gang, who was also clicked up with another rival of Play for Keeps, who they had a very violent ongoing beef with as well. They were out of East Atlanta, PDE, Paradise East, or Paper Drugs Extortion. Their most highlighted member is the rapper Young Nudy, who's also the blood cousin of 21 Savage, and one of the more prominent members of the 4L.
21 Savage and Young Nudy are blood cousins? I ain't even know that. No wonder they got that fucking blood connection when they be rapping. They got that family connect. They got family. They got that. Yeah, that's why they be flowing.
The two gangs would diss each other back and forth in songs, daring each other to step. One rapper in particular signed to Young Nudy's PDE label, Del Cresto Wilson, aka Baby Drill. Some people believe that in certain songs, he flat out admitted to killing Lil Marlo, like on the track Send Deposit, where he raps about a CEO needing to buy their artists bulletproof whips, and how he hit him up with a 223. People suspected that this was a shot at the CEO of QC, Pierre P. Thomas. He had a viral hit with the song featuring Young Nudy called Dun Stain, where he rapped about catching his first body at 18. Some of the lyrics used to prove that Baby Drill could have been the murderer of Lil Marlo, with some would be disproven, due to the fact that at the time of Marlo's death, Baby Drill was past the age of 18. And the other lyrics about having bulletproof vehicles, thought to be about Lil Marlo, would soon be proven to be about a completely separate situation. It's been alleged that on April 8, 2022, Baby Drill went on a murder spree, shooting 28-year-old Grady Scott to death in Midtown Atlanta, and then killing another man that very same day named Quintavious Harris, aka Hard Body Daffy, a member of GF Goodfellas mob. Eventually, Baby Drill would be arrested on murder charges, but only that of Grady Scott, not for Lil Marlo or Hard Body Daffy, despite the fact that he's rapped about being the one who murdered him on multiple songs.
I ain't gonna lie, these rappers just be trying to snitch on themselves. I swear to God, like, he flat out admitting murdering these niggas, and he got away with it. Like, do you want to go to jail, twin? I swear to God. Dirty dread ass want to go to jail. I'm over.
Hit stick my ops, trying to gun them down. They gotta let me in, cause I'm the one who really got them down.
Hold on. Alright,
What's
though.
up? Lamar. Alright, turn around. Turn around.
Why you taking him for? What's going on? You ain't gonna say nothing?
I'll tell you in a minute.
Hold up.
Sit down. Well, y'all getting up in my face, so y'all need to back up.
Oh, shit.
Sit down.
You know what's going on now?
Nah, it's a warrant on me. A warrant on my wrist. I just heard him.
Oh. There is a warrant. So
okay,
y'all need to back up off.
What you getting arrested for? We backing up off. What you getting arrested for?
Without my lawyer. He's got a warrant for homicide.
His ass scared as fuck. His big ass. I swear, got one flick in your ass gone, nigga. This big ass nigga. This hooky ass, husky ass bull. Another dirty dread ass nigga though. I know.
That's what. So you need to back up for me. Get in.
The worst type of nigga to be around.
Homicide, bro.
It's how you buy your artist a whip, make sure that shit BP. Chop down shit at BP. Hit his ass with 223.
But ultimately, those murder charges would be dropped, and Baby Drill could walk free, allowing him to resume his rising rap career. Another possibility behind the reasons of Lil Marlo's murder could allegedly be connected to his old gang that he was once affiliated with, GF Goodfellas mob. But this particular issue between them had nothing to do with the streets. This was over a woman. The story goes a high-ranking member of Goodfellas named Capo Nuke started messing with one of Marlo's baby mamas. But despite the fact that he wasn't even with her at the time, he still felt that it was disrespectful. It became,
hey, you know how niggas are about their baby mamas? You better not mess with the baby mama. Hey, I'm not with her, but she got my kids, so that's still my bitch. That's how they be feeling.
Well known that Lil Marlo was quick to put up a bag to take out his rivals, and that's exactly what happened to Capo Nuke. In the aftermath of his death, a subset would be created of his gang, called Nuke Unit, dedicated to avenging his murder. The final theory in this story is also the most complex. There was growing speculation that Marlo's death came as a direct result of his reputation for putting bags on people's heads. But one of those bags that he put up would ultimately cost him his life. There were rumors that he put a hit out on Young Nudy of Paradise East and 4L, as well as putting money on the head of 21 Savage. And in response, they put an even bigger bounty on Marlo's head. and eventually killing Marlo as get back. And his former gang, the Goodfellas mob, would be the one to pick up that bounty and carry out the hit. Some people believe that this is impossible due to the fact that a well-known Paradise East member, Baby Drill, has openly rapped about killing Hardbody Daffy, who was down with GF. But over the years, it's been proven that the #1 rule in the streets is that there are no rules. Marlo's death would gain the interest of major news platforms such as DJ Academics and DJ Vlad, where they would talk about different theories surrounding his murder.
To be that successful, man, and to be that high profile, you know, when you kill someone, you know that when you kill someone of that caliber, it's not just going to get, you know, brushed under the rug. It's going to be a real investigation. There's a lot of, you know, we reported on it. All these, you know, TMZ reported on it. Everyone's reporting on it.
The question that remains is why would Young Nudy, who's a successful rapper in his own right, and 21 Savage, who's an international superstar doing sold-out shows all over the world with Drake, be involved in any type of street business in Atlanta, and doors open in the music industry that most people could only dream of? Why risk it all over a gang war? But 21 Savage.
Look at his face. Oh shit. It look like he surely would. I ain't gonna lie, if this true. Hey, 21 Savage and Lil Baby, how y'all cool? Ain't this his best friend? Hey. Now if it's me, I'm just saying, if it's me, I ain't cool with bro. I'm just saying, if it's me, I'm just saying now. I'm not saying you ain't gotta be cool with bro. Like, you should be cool with bro, but I'm just saying, if it was me, I wouldn't be cool with bro. I'm just saying, if it was me. All right.
Savage could also be seen on social media going back and forth with members of PFK, having arguments about who had the most clout in the city, who was doing the most damage, and who was dropping the most bodies. When Young Nudy appeared on The Breakfast Club, some people felt like he was dissing Lil Baby after Charlamagne confused his 4L collective with 4PF. Young Nudy would quickly check Charlamagne, letting him know that it was 4L who was really running Atlanta.
I see you wear the 4L too. That's Lil Baby or my?
No, we 4L.
Y'all what's Lil Baby?
They 4PL.
4PL. Yeah. I don't know the difference, man. Oh God. What's the difference?
Shit, we the.
Is this nigga instigating or he really don't know?
Big
shit.
Big 4L.
Big 4L.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like I shouldn't ask no more questions.
We show head up like y'all ain't dying in real life, man. Stop playing. Yeah. So you saying y'all undefeated on that side? Y'all ain't took no loss. Man, every that we beef with, 30 of they get smoked and don't nothing happen to us. In real life, it's real life. Cause the niggas that I without that spanking shit. So stop playing. Is that all that sounds good? Y'all ain't spanking nothing. Alright, look, you would die. You would die. You would die.
Look, hold on, check, hold on, cause this a real PFK nigga. Oh my God. When I first came around, was he in the circle?
I was begging for real. I was begging and stripping this nigga. You talking about? We taught y'all how to step. All that cap. Y'all some rookies. Y'all ain't talking about nothing. None of y'all ain't talking about nothing. That's why y'all be kicked up with everybody. You talking about? That's why y'all is bad for sit downs and shit.
Everybody else just let it be what it is, gang. You the only one that do that, bro. You the only one speak on shit on the internet. You the only one be coming on when niggas be dissing. Everybody else just let it be what it's gonna be. You know why? Cause we was locked in at a point in time.
There were also reports on the internet that a gun found at the scene of Marlo's death was registered to none other than Hood Rich Pablo, somebody that he had issues with previously. But many people would brush this story off to the side due to the fact that the drug-rich gang he's affiliated with is more known for dealing and getting money than actual gunplay. The wars that were already going on in the streets of Atlanta became even more violent. PFK was getting active, and everybody was also expecting Marlo's best friend and a man that he spoke extremely high of, Lil Baby, to step in his honor. But by this time, Lil Baby was officially one of the biggest stars in rap, with the entire world to lose. A lot more than just a trap house and a couple of pounds like back in his trapping days in Oakland City. When Lil Marlo's death initially occurred, Lil Baby did put up a tribute post, but it was quickly taken down, never to be seen again. It's said that occurred because his baby became more a part of the mainstream music industry. He wanted to disassociate himself with any street violence, with evidence of that being the rebranding of his 4PF label associated with his Oakland City neighborhood, now being called Glass Window Entertainment. But now he was one of the top streaming artists in music, not just hip-hop, but amongst every genre. In 2022, Lil Baby released a documentary where he would finally straight up address the death of his best friend, Lil Marlo. Although it seems to be as simple as Lil Baby knowing what Marlo was into in the streets of Atlanta, he stated that Marlo was well aware of what came with the street life, even the possibility of death. But from his demeanor in the interview and the tone of his voice, it seems like it was just a situation that was completely out of his control, and there was nothing that he could do about it. It's said that Marlo had gotten so reckless, he started putting hits out on people that Lil Baby was cool with, putting them in a very awkward position.
Just see your man slumping on the expressway, you kind of feel some type of way. But if you know the situation and you know what's going on and you know at the back of your head, you know they still come with it. That's a part of the streets. Some people get killed. I know that come with being in the street already. It ain't like Marlo got killed and I was like, damn, boy, you can really get killed out here. I know this. This ain't nothing I don't know.
Some people believe that Lil Baby's rebrand wasn't just a strategy to keep his image clean in the music industry, that it was also to avoid a Georgia State RICO case that started getting handed down by Fulton County District Attorney Fanum Willis in 2021, mainly stemming from the high-profile beef between YFN and YSL. Lil Baby and Young Thug were very close due to an OG that they were connected through in Atlanta. Young Thug and Lil Baby would both take shots at YFN in songs, with Young Thug rapping in Haitian slang, "Everybody can't get it, I ain't from Summer Hill, but I'm visiting," and Lil Baby rapping on the song "Get Money, I'm from Atlanta to Summer Hill, I can't play around cause I know it's kill," making a subliminal reference to the numerous shootings between YFN and 4PF, which would reach its boiling point on December 10th of 2020, when YFN Lucci and some of his gang affiliates decided to slide down to 4PF territory looking for ops. They found who they were looking for and immediately opened fire, ultimately hitting 32-year-old Kevin Wright in the stomach. 4PF members would return shots at the vehicle, ultimately hitting one person inside, 28-year-old James Adams. People who happened to be walking by and seeing the entire thing tried to give him assistance and called 911, but it was too late.
We need an ambulance. Somebody is laying out. Somebody, I don't know if he barely.
Let me connect you down the line.
Somebody just threw him out of the car.
Let me connect you to the ambulance.
Huh?
The 2020 death of James Adams, as well as the high-profile 2015 murder of Donathan Nutt Thomas, who was killed in a brazen broad daylight shooting outside of an Atlanta barbershop, would all be contributing factors to the YFN and YSL RICO cases that would ultimately come down. Legally, Lil Baby didn't have anything to do with the case, but soon he would be front and center, because his former friend and frequent music collaborator Gunner was also arrested as a part of the YSL RICO. But in early 2023, after being locked up for about 6 months, a video would be—
That nigga done told. Gunner snitch. What y'all think? Y'all think Gunner snitch? Damn. Drop the water bomb. But anyways, what y'all think? Y'all think Gunner snitch or not? I think nigga snitch. He said, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Or was it yes, sir? I don't remember, but he said YSL was a gang.
Would be released of Gunner in court, seemingly telling it all, agreeing with the state prosecutor that YSL was indeed a gang that needed to be dismantled. The case would start a heated debate online. Some people believe that Gunner did absolutely nothing wrong and that he looked—
Am I tripping or does he keep calling him Gunner? It's Gunner, twin.
—out for himself, because at the end of the day, self-preservation rules the nation, while others flat out called him a snitch, including Lil Baby, who took aim at Gunner on multiple songs, referencing that Slime wasn't happy with what was going on, meaning Young Thug. Once Gunner was released from jail, he would drop a solo album addressing all of his haters, including Lil Baby on the song Bread and Butter, where he goes at Lil Baby saying that you still cool with the same people that had your friend killed. Also referencing how Lil Baby did absolutely nothing in retaliation for Lil Marlo's death.
Hey, Gunner, that's what I was saying. Hey, if it's me, I ain't let that shit slide. You still a snitch, though. You fucking rat. You need some cheese.
YSL the game to the detriment of my community. YSL as a game must end. Is that your statement or acknowledgement?
Yes. Got locked up with Young Thug and the rest of the guys on a RICO charge, a state RICO charge. And essentially, he got out in about like 6-7 months. He basically admitted that YSL is a gang. You flipped on me when you know you was in business with a rat. Okay, that's clearly for Lil Baby. You still with a nigga that got your partner whacked. I think this was meant to be still at Lil Baby, but I think the partner they're talking about is Marlo.
Years later, and the death of Lil Marlo still remains unsolved, leaving his father, Rudolph Johnson Sr., searching for answers that he may never get. But even after his death, the war between PFK and 21 PDE still rages on in the streets of Atlanta, which could be seen on multiple online videos of both gangs sliding through each other's territory looking for ops. Lil Marlo had the opportunity to change his life for the better, not just for himself, but for his kids, who he obviously deeply cared about as well. But his struggles to leave the streets behind would ultimately cost him his life.
Damn, he had 2 kids too. R.P. Lil Marlo. Damn.
Lil Marlo, he was only 30 years old when he died. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace for real. He died at 32 too. Bro died young. Alright, y'all, that's gonna be the end of the video. R.P. Lil Marlo, Lil Baby's best friend. Damn, that's tough. He really was like the King Von for Lil Baby. For real. But that shit's tough. He died young. He could have got out the streets, but he just chose to stay in the streets when he shouldn't have. Like, that should be a lesson to y'all. Like, if y'all have a chance to get out of the streets, get in a better position than what y'all in, take it. Like, for real. Take y'all opportunities and don't take life for granted, because it could go away at a snap of a finger. But make sure y'all like, subscribe, and turn on your post notifications so you don't miss out on my future videos. It's Rick Sosa, and I'll see y'all in the next one.
Slide with a slice, you know how we rockin'. If you diss the block, we pull up and we poppin'. Drake in my backpack, the Glock in my pocket, the clip looking long, plugged in like a socket. I'm ballin' hard, I play for the Rockets. If you want smoke, bitch, your body be droppin'. I fucked the little bitch, she from Raleigh. I drove the big car like a Mozzie.